Aye.
Nice.
Hello, and welcome to the special edition of Crash Helmet Formula 1. Yes, I nearly forgot the name of the show again. Joining us in the studio tonight is...
I'm Evan Kearns.
And I'm Davide Simonetti.
And I'm Fintan McGuinness. So, gentlemen, Daniel Ricciardo's future.
Daniel Ricciardo's future.
Interesting one.
I think... Where do you see him going?
I see him and George Russell at Merck in 2021.
For the new regulations?
New regs. Yeah.
I think he's gonna pull a Vettel, to be honest.
I'm going to Ferrari.
Yeah.
And
Ricciardo?
Yeah, I mean, not in the very near future, but
Eventually
Vettel's gonna leave for one reason or another.
I can see him staying put with Red Bull.
I don't. I think
Anything but that.
he needs a car that's capable of winning the championship like that. You know, he needs something immediate because
He's capable of the championship.
he's old.
Yeah.
He's 28?
He's not young.
He's not young.
He's not young. He's not a young driver. Like he needs a good car, and he's reaching his peak now, and he needs to make use of it in a good car.
He already wanted to leave Red Bull this year. Like, if you look at some interviews from last year, he was looking around already.
Yeah, he's on the shopping list, I think.
Yeah.
He needs to be careful though.
Well, no, the thing is that Red Bull aren't going to fire him either, because like, who do they replace him with?
Exactly.
But Red Bull have always been known to be quite ruthless in their sacking of drivers. Like last season.
When their drivers are shit, though. You can't compare Danny Kvyat or like to fucking Danny Ricciardo. Like
Hamilton was saying to him that, like, he said, I think, well, didn't say exactly to him, but Hamilton said that Ricciardo needs to be careful in what he's saying about the team. Like, you can't throw the team under the bus. He needs to be very careful in this scenario because there isn't many openings for him at the moment.
Yeah, that's his problem. That's his
That's his big problem.
Yeah.
I still think, though, coming back to what I said there like 2 minutes ago, he still has Red Bull over the bar. If he walks away, it's going to be two things. He either can go into Red Bull and say, "Give me more money,"
Yeah.
or he gets a championship car. Either way, it's a win-win for him because there's nobody on the grid at the minute in Red Bull's pocket that is capable of replacing him. Like, does anybody know any Red Bull junior drivers at the moment?
I think Sainz could, like, I know obviously said Sainz is going to stay with Renault, but Sainz could do a good job in the Red Bull.
Well,
That's a good
Sainz,
shout, yeah.
I think those Sainz is probably going to try and hedge his bets and stay at Renault because like it's still a factory team at the end of the day. Like, you know,
Red Bull aren't a factory team.
they're not,
Yeah.
and there's every chance on earth they could have Honda engines next season.
Yeah. I think that spawned pushing reasons for Ricciardo getting out of there. But I think another thing that's annoying Ricciardo is that Verstappen's pay is like 3 or 4 times what Ricciardo's getting.
Is it?
Really?
Yeah, I was looking at a figure online. I think Ricciardo's getting like 2 or 3 million a year, and Verstappen's getting like 10.
Wow.
I'd say that though, Ricciardo doesn't bring as much advertising ability as Max Verstappen does.
No, but he brings a lot more likability.
Yeah.
He does.
He really, like, Verstappen isn't likable. We can accept
Apart
he's a
from
brilliant
the
driver.
Dutch, of course.
Apart from the Dutch, yeah, but Ricciardo, everybody likes
Yeah.
Ricciardo. And I think, never mind that, like you were saying about marketing perspective, I think Ricciardo's perfect for any team. Ricciardo can drive for someone, and he's just this smiley face.
But does he market anything though? He doesn't. Like, he's not the face of anything.
No, but he's likable for everything.
But that's why he's only making beans compared to the rest of them. Like,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
you know, like he's not really won anything, and he's an older driver.
Lads, he beat Vettel. He beat Vettel in
No.
2014.
He beat
He
Vettel
did.
because Vettel had a performance break in his contract. And Vettel
So you think Vettel
So you mean-
sabotaged his own season?
Vettel sabotaged his own season to get to Ferrari.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
With all the
Probably.
engine failures, he couldn't, surely he couldn't predict that.
Well, I think I just played into his hands.
Yeah, I'd say 50-50.
Yeah.
He didn't push as hard as he did the
No.
4 years
I
before.
still think Ricciardo was better than him that season.
I think so.
Regardless if he didn't push
Well,
as
see-
hard as he could.
Ricciardo was trying to prove himself. Vettel was trying to get out. Like that. It was like he was long anointed to be the next German to go to Ferrari.
Ferrari, yeah. But I don't see Ricciardo actually getting anything. I can see him staying with Red Bull because he's not going to go alongside Hamilton.
Oh no,
It's too dangerous for Mercedes. He's not going alongside Vettel again.
definitely
No.
not.
It's too dangerous.
Ferrari wouldn't allow it.
Would he risk going to Renault if they got better towards the end of the season?
I think he'd probably try and argue with Renault and Red Bull to swap him for Sainz.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's a good shout, yeah, because otherwise Renault is lost. Hülkenberg is there to stay.
Yeah, he's
We all know
there
it.
to be number 2 for the rest of his life. Like.
Poor boy.
He's got like the full Webers going on at the minute. Like,
Poor Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Give each of our opinions of where we think Ricciardo's going to be in 2018. No, 2019.
2019.
Where's Ricciardo going to be driving?
Renault,
I'm gonna put a spanner in the works.
Honda.
Alonso is not gonna stay in Formula 1 for much longer.
You think he could be with McLaren?
Might be, because
That's a bold one.
I think
know
it's a good
yeah.
one.
That's far out.
Because the biggest problem from McLaren is that they always had some youngsters coming through.
Yeah.
Hamilton or Van Dorn, but either Van Dorn or Norris are not that much of talents, you know.
Ricciardo's a good gatekeeper for McLaren. In their
He is,
transition
yeah.
period with Van Dorn not being quite good enough, Alonso getting old, and then with Lando Norris coming up,
Yeah.
Ricciardo's a great. That's a very nice one. I like
Actually,
the idea.
yeah.
I like the idea of Ricciardo
Yeah.
at McLaren.
There's
But
every chance that McLaren's going to be a race-winning car next season.
maybe towards the end of this season with all these updates they have coming.
Yeah.
They could be around there, I'd say.
Yeah. But my prediction is that for 2019, Ricciardo will stay with Red Bull, but for 2021, I can see him at Mercedes.
Yeah. I still think long run I see him at Mercedes and George Russell.
So I suppose that's our
That's our,
I'd say.
brief run up.
our assessment. So Danny, be sure to let us know in the comments.
Give us your feedback, Ricardo, Ricciardo, whichever it is. Let us know in the comments.
Or we could just ask the Italian in the room.
Ricciardo.
There you have it.
Ricciardo.
Totally. Yeah, exactly like that.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. And see you all in the next video. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yep.